party of his own here in Anaheim, and Stephon Jackson.
You're looking at two of the better wing scorers in the nation. Stephon Jackson, third all-time leading scorer in UTEP history, had 31 points in the semifinal round, 13 of 14 from the line.
And he's also produced his share of highlight reel moments in that game and beyond. There's the Arizona State Sun Devil team who came into this tournament as the number 14 team in the country. We'll see where they end up when the rankings come out tomorrow after their first loss of the season, but also see how they bounce back in a situation like this. This is a team that won 21 games last year. Major turnaround. You figure that when Herb Sendek started, his first team at Arizona State was 8-22. Last year they won the 21 games, made it to the NIT, won a couple of games there. And they had their sights set on a bigger prize this year, an opportunity to go to the NCAAs. The other side, also in his third season, Tony Barbee, 17th head coach in school history, longtime assistant at Memphis and a star at UMass. And he's got his team now at 37-32 over his career here, 3-2 this season. Arizona State, the designated home team in the light jerseys, and we are underway.
Baylor, last game against Arizona State, did a really good job of double teaming James Harden, like UTEP looks like they're going to do as well, to try to take him out of his game.
Well, took him out of that part of the game, and Culpepper back the other way, firing and hitting.
Well, we talked about Stephon Jackson, but Randy Culpepper is quite a scorer in his own right. Short in height only. Big Heart has had a couple highlight reel dunks. So he gets out on the break, expect some fireworks.
Nice touch pass as they continue to move it around against the UTEP defense. And that is going to be a foul call. Going to go against Stephon Jackson. I'm telling you about some of the players out here. Keep an eye out, as we said, for Culpepper. Also, Arnett Moultrie coming off his first career double-double for the freshman. In the middle, Jeff Pendergraft has been huge in this tournament. He's got the ball in his hands right there. Harden kicking back outside. And Abbott draining the three.
That's pretty basketball by James Harden and Ty Abbott. Harden is going to be used as a decoy once again. UTEP keen on him, and so Abbott moving away from the defensive pressure. Nice two-man basketball.
What you're going to see out of this Arizona State team, on top of very good defense, they still held the opposition to under 60 points a game so far in their first 5 games. You're going to see a matchup zone. And Herb Sendek has taught that zone very well to this group. That's one way to beat it, though, and that's how it got beaten the other night by Baylor. Culpepper over the top from downtown.
Well, we're seeing a little preview of another guard that we'll have in the championship game with Lace Darius Dunn. Randy Culpepper, very similar, has not seen a shot he would not take. So every time he touches the ball, Arizona State is going to have to put pressure on that young man.
There's Harden. Cross-court pass and a nice save by his old high school teammate results in 3 for Ty Abbott.
Well, we've seen Ty Abbott do this before last season. 73 threes on the year as a freshman, so he's very comfortable at that three-point line.
Around the perimeter against the zone and up over the top, not going to fall. Abbott very active here in the early going.
Stephon Jackson crying to the officials, you got to get back on defense. Watch the nice ball movement, the penetration. Harden drawing the crowd, giving off to Ty Abbott in the corner. That's the type of ball movement that Arizona State is going to have to take advantage of UTEP shading a little bit more towards James Harden.
The other night, as we said, Arizona State was in a hole, and Harden just took the team on his back. He had 32 points in the game, 26 in the second half. And right now, Culpepper is about as hot as you can get.
Man, where were these coaches when I was in college? This guy cut the green light. As soon as they touch Scott, there's no conscience. That's half of what a good scorer is not having any conscience and not being pulled out of the ball game and missed the shot.
Nice feed to the inside, and Pendergraft had good position. Offensive battle back and forth here in the first 2.5 minutes. Look out, no conscience.
I'm telling you, when you have a scorer like Randy Culpepper, who started the game high, you need to hit him in his face, get him on his arm or his hand or something, because you got to get him off rhythm. He's in the flow right now.
He's got 8 of their 11 points. Good look inside by Harden, but better defense by UTEP.
The length of Moultrie and Kareem Cooper inside. It's really tough to finish around the bucket.
There's Jackson, the big-time scorer. Hasn't gotten involved in the party and hasn't had to so far.
Kareem Cooper, a transfer from Memphis, big man for UTEP, is winded already. It's one of the knocks on his game. Just hasn't been able to get himself in top condition.
Shot clock down to 10. All the way back to the top. Jackson, good job with the shot fake. A little too strong with the shot.
UTEP doing a really good job against the matchup zone.
Culpepper got a hand in defensively, so he's been everywhere on the floor so far. There he is again. This time on a drive and gets cut off. Hard to penetrate against the matchup zone. Thus, of course, your name is Jackson. That's going to be a blocking foul on Kuksix. And the ball will remain with UTEP when we come back after a timeout on the floor. Yeah, Randy Culpepper is just a little bit hot here in the early going. Firing from all over the floor and raining him down as UTEP leads it by 3. And once again, we continue here with Feast Week 76 Classic third place game. UTEP on top by 3. Take a look at what UTEP basketball has done. 1 NCAA championship, everybody remembers. Unless you didn't see the movie, 1966, the national championship when they were Texas Western. Last NCAA tournament appearance in 2005, and trying to turn that corner again this year with a pretty good start to the season, as we said, at 3-2, and they've shown well in this tournament.
They really have shown well, and they've got that offensive firepower with the young man at the line right now, and Stephon Jackson and Randy Culpepper. Looking a little bit like equivalent of Dante Culpepper on the football field. Getting busy out here early.
Just taking a look at the numbers there. 31 of the semis against Wake. And he got a 1-2 punch there. They're capable of really lighting up the scoreboard. They've got their biggest lead now here in the early going at 5.
I like that little pressure there. They go for an early steal. If they don't get it, they drop back, but there's already 10 seconds taken off the shot clock. Arizona State, a very methodical offensive ball club. They have a little bit less time to get into what they're trying to do. Julian Stone, good defense. Have to move your feet and make Harden beat you all over the top. So good at slashing to the hole.
They're doing a great job on him so far. 3 on the shot clock. In and out for Derek Glasser. But an offensive rebound and another turn.
Scott, I know Arizona State is very good at utilizing the 3, but that man with the ball needs to get some touch. Shooting very well from the field on the year. Over 64%. You got to give him a rock, let him go to work.
There he goes. Trying to get inside. That favorite move of his, and this time he invites the contact that results in a 3-point play. Or at least a 3-point play opportunity. Jeff Pendergraft working the inside.
The game's not that hard, actually. Get the ball inside to somebody who can do something with it. And good things happen.
23-10 against Charlotte. Semis 19-10 for Pendergraft. Huge first half. Likes to sit on that left side of the lane and make that move. Back over to the inside with the right hand. Got it there. It results in the 3-point play and gets the Sun Devils back to within 2.
See, Pendergraft is very good from the line as well, so he's not a selfish ball player. If it goes in, it gets double teamed. He'll kick it back out.
All right, what are you going to do now? Got a hand in Culpepper's face and still in it.
What did I said not a hand. I said you have to hit him.
Okay, I got it.
Smack him in the face, hit him on his wrist, talk about his mom or something. You got to get in his head because he is flowing right now.
Darren Shipp the miss, and now transition time for UTEP. Good transition defense by Arizona State. That's how you get back.
Nice ball movement right here by UTEP. Trying to find their hot hand.
There's the hot hand, all right. And the tip follow is good. On the weak side, McCulley coming in to tap in the miss by Culpepper.
Scott, you know what was so good about that move right there? Even though Culpepper didn't make the shot, he drew so much attention that McCulley can come on the backside and clean up the miss. So he is in terrific rhythm here in the first half.
Vandergraaf, the miss, and the tip follow is good for Ship.
Despite this hot start, despite Culpepper doing his thing, Arizona State is still in very good position.
Culpepper missed badly there, and now here comes transition the other way. Harden. Yep. He had been so cold shooting a three-pointer until the other night. He found his rhythm, carrying right over into this one.
Well, we've talked about James Harden's efficiency all week long. And that time, one of the easiest threes you're going to hit is coming in, stepping into the shot, sweet dime from his teammate. See here, the defense sucks in. Ship, recognition of his main man right behind him. It's a practice jumper right there, ladies and gentlemen.
32 points the other night, 26 in the second half. He was 4 out of 6 from three-point range. As we said, he had come in and hit only 2 the entire season coming into that game. But he took what they were giving him.
And that's as we'll see next game, a very outstanding, very athletic Baylor basketball team.
Culpepper went up, kind of got caught in midair, but that might have been a little bit of the shot that you were expecting Culpepper to take. This one comes from Ty Abbott.
You can bet Randy Culpepper is going to be a fan's favorite. They listed him at 6 feet. I think he's about 5'10" on the New York phone book. But exciting, he smiles, he's having a good time on the floor. And again, if we get an open fast break opportunity, he can show you what he can do at the hole.
Inside, a miss from Kareem Cooper, and here comes Arizona State back the other way. Chance to tie it or take the lead. Wide open jumper for McMillan. That is the lead for Arizona State.
Wow, look at Arizona State. How poised they remain under attack by Randy Culpepper. They stick with what they do. And they're in great shape.
All right, and Moultrie got hit down on the block, and that's going to be number 2 on Jared Ship. ESPN News coverage of college basketball continuing tomorrow. The Kent State Golden Flashes taking on Bill Self's Kansas Jayhawks. College basketball on ESPNU and ESPNU HD Monday at 9 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com.
Well, many people around the country may not know about Kent State, but I'm sure Bill Self does. And they know about it, that outstanding guard, Al Fisher, from Kent State. They took Illinois into overtime. I believe it was yesterday, so very capable veteran ball club out of the MAC conference.
You and I had that team last year that went to St. Mary's Bracket Buster weekend and beat the Gales, who were ranked in the top 25 at the time.
And beat them physically as well.
Coming up on 8 minutes into the ball game. Good ball movement against the zone. Gordon a brick, though, from three-point range.
This is where Harden is dangerous.
Look at that. How unselfish can you get? He had a finger roll coming his way, and instead, that Eric Boateng for an easy 2.
You know what that is, Scott? That's recognition that Boateng has been struggling throughout the year. Harden is going to get his shots. You want the big man to come in with some confidence.
Isaac Gordon stepped on the sideline, and a good run continues for Arizona State into the timeout. Their star, James Harden, gets it done. Going to take it easy to himself, but he wants to get everyone involved. And of course, if you decide you're going to come out this way next year, that is a good-looking field for the 76 Classic next year. The top team listed there, UCLA, but look at the combined record, 37-6 for those teams that are going to be here at this time next year.
Tubby Smith's Minnesota Gophers getting better every year. Clemson, outstanding job, and as you see, they've done in the last 2 or 3 years, gotten out of the block. Bobby Huggins with his West Virginia ball club. Texas A&M, a great field, and this tournament continues to get better and better.
Get you back here in about 362 days.
Maybe we'll go on California soaring this time, right?
Arizona State on a bit of a run after they had been down by as many as 5.
See the patience. Jamel McMillan had a 3 and deferred to the All-American there. Get it in his hands and let him create.
He creates a shot, and it's there for Kuksix.
There was some question about Kuksic's knee in the semifinal round, and he stepped up big. It's like he's continuing his long-range duties early.
Line drive, jump shot from Moultrie. Moultrie, freshman out of Memphis. Gets his team back to within 4, and now you got contact. Early in this tournament, we were talking about it, Stephen. We were here on Thanksgiving afternoon. Teams have done a lot of traveling in a lot of cases across the country, and there really wasn't a lot of flow. I'll tell you what, we could watch the flow of these games improve day by day by day.
Really have. And, we've said it before, your defense early in the season is usually a lot better than your offense. And that was definitely the case the first day. But the teams seem to have gotten some rhythm. There's not as many fouls. They're a lot more aggressive going to the bucket. The threes have dropped a little bit easier. So the pace and the quality of basketball is really enhanced throughout the tournament.
Kuksix nails it again from right in front of the UTEP bench. So he's got back-to-back threes and extends the ASU lead out to 7.
I can see Tony Barbie screaming, "Read the scouting report." He's not going to put it on the deck. He's looking to shoot a stationary 3.
Across the 10-minute mark, left here in the half. Baseline doesn't work. And Harden untouched with the rebound.
James Harden.
They'll wave that off. It's not going to be the NBA-style continuation. We'll have to wait till next year, perhaps, to get that kind of an opportunity.
You just can't relax defensively against Arizona State. They have too many shooters on the floor. There's only 2 players, really, that will put the ball on the deck for Arizona State. That's James Harden and maybe Jamel McMillan. Besides that, everyone else is a standstill shooter, not known as a driver.
Long range, and Harden finds his spot. All of a sudden, it's a double-digit game, and Tony Barbie needs a timeout. I think he's tired of watching jump shots being taken right in front of his bench, right in front of his face.
A little broken situation here on the inbounds. Slow to recover. No sense of urgency on the defensive end thus far by the Miners. And this is they're not ranked 14th in the nation for no reason. It doesn't matter that Baylor upset them the other night. This is one of the premier teams out of the Pac-10 conference. Even though they're not old in age, they're very experienced. And so this ball club, very tough to defend, and you cannot relax against them.
Herb Sendek's team on a 19-2 run right now to take this 10-point lead. For UTEP, unfamiliar territory. They haven't faced back-to-back ranked opponents since March of 1993.
We're going to have to find some kind of rhythm. Randy Culpepper has been slowed a little bit. Arizona State doing a good job of communicating. You can see Ty Abbott pointing his finger to Culpepper. When he changes sides of the floor, you will hear Jeff Pendergraft from the back line act as a quarterback to tell his teammates where he is.
Hughes is calling for the ball to be thrown back outside off that rebound on the inside. And now instead, he'll just take the ball himself.
Boy, he wants to shoot this thing, too.
Oh, good pass. Instead, did a good job of getting it inside, and after a couple of shots at him, McCulley's going to go to the free throw line.
Arizona State foul is on 4.
And Ty Abbott, that's his second pretty good block we've seen from him. Recovers quickly, doesn't give up on the play. Nice block, avoids the contact. McCulley stays with it.
The foul call was on Pendergraft, who was the second man in. That team had come into this tournament and not shot free throws as well. They're right now at an even 70% for the year, but they're at 78% in this tournament. They've really taken a liking to these rims here at the Anaheim Convention Center. Good free throws throughout.
Sign for UTEP. That's a sign of concentration. Usually it's a situation of confidence and concentration. And UTEP's confidence seems to be rising throughout this tournament.
That's a good look up over the top. Well, knocked away, though. The fight for it. Won by Pendergraft.
We call that a weight room rebound. There were 3 minors in there that got their hands on that ball, and Pendergraft comes away with it.
And that's an NBA 3. Again, right in front of the UTEP bench, and the lead is 11. They've got 8 3-pointers. Right now, they're doing what was done to them by Baylor the other night. Foul call on Derek Glasser.
The offensive rebound gives James Harden this opportunity. Pendergraft goes and out-battles the minors on the glass, letting Harden get the open tray there.
So Culpepper to the line. And he'll have one more try. Culpepper is now 11 for 11 here in this building, shooting free throws in the tournament. 15 points here, including 4 3-pointers. No sooner do I say 11 for 11 than this is his first here in the tournament.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. A little pass up over the top. Pendergraft just made a tremendous athletic play. Make that save and save the possession.
He's talking about a 6'9", 240-pound man moving, having the presence of mind to throw it off one of the miner's legs. Those are the plays that don't show up on the stat sheet that gives you extra opportunity.
And the foul call inside there will be on McCullum. It's his first. And the 15th foul for UTEP.
Well, Scott, you remember we were walking back to the hotel after the game, a series of games the other night. We ran into James Harden Sr.
Yeah.
And what did he tell us?
Said he thought maybe his son waited just a little bit too long before he took his team on his back and tried to take it himself.
He came off the bus ready to play tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That is 11 here in the first half for Harden. And UTEP is now showing some signs of struggle coming back here, down by 12. The only thing that's a problem so far for Arizona State is the fouls are starting to pile up a little bit. And there's going to be the second on Pendergraft. But the southpaw from Arizona State getting it done here in the first half. Arizona State leading it by 12 here with 7:53 to go in the first half in the third place game of the 76 Classic. And it's been because of their lefty, their big lefty, James Harden. Well, they've got a history of left-handers. How about Reggie Jackson, Arizona State? Barry Bonds, also left-hander. Arizona State in 1985. And lefty himself, Phil Mickelson. James Harden set to join a pretty select crew of guys.
Yeah, Southpaws like it down in the desert, I suppose.
Reggie Jackson is a Hall of Famer. Phil Mickelson will be a golf Hall of Famer. You wonder whether Barry Bonds will be a Hall of Famer.
You know, you hear the speculation, but he still should be a Hall of Famer. One of the hardest things to do in sport is to hit a baseball, and he does it as well as anybody that's ever played the game.
Well, the other thing that people forget is that for a long time, long before the period of time in question, he was the best player in baseball long before he ever became the home run champion. 4 points now for Stephon Jackson. UTEP's got some work to do now. Look at the field goal percentage. And Arizona State is shooting the lights out, especially from three-point range. And they're getting work done on the inside.
All right, now this is the end of the floor where UTEP is going to get back in the game.
They're denying the ball to Harden all the way out 25 from the hoop right now. And Culpepper found room to get a rebound.
We know Kusik's shot did not fall. We just saw why he's such a difficult matchup at the 4 position for opposing power forwards.
Second turnover for UTEP as Boateng jumped in and took hold. Again, they are coming out to meet Harden. 25 from the hoop right now. And off the miss, rebound down to Cooper.
That Moultrie with some pretty good defense on the switch from Harden that time. You just want to make him beat you over the top. You don't want to allow him to dribble, drive, penetration in the lane. Good job by Moultrie.
We've seen a fair number of young players, impact players. Of course, Harden just a sophomore. We've seen a bunch of freshmen who are impact guys. We'll see more coming up in the championship game later on tonight.
And Wake Forest, I don't know where they got their tall timber. 3 players, 6'9" or better. Fun to watch.
And there's the freshman Moultrie coming in with a tip in. Get his team back to within 8.
I really like Arnett Moultrie. I think that he can continue to progress and get stronger. He might have a chance at the next level.
Well, there's a guy who absolutely is going to have a chance at the next level. 4 for 4 now from 3-point range for Harden. Culpepper trying to answer from about 27 feet. And off the steal, Moultrie inadvertently starting a fast break. Harden counted in the foul.
Wow. So all the time French tried to get back and set up defensively, but just so slippery at the hole. And James Harden leaks out after he sees his teammate has the rock. Kind of zigzag move, trying to find the opening and letting everybody know it's an and one situation.
16 first half points. Check that. It is indeed 16, and now 17 points here in the first half.
Picking up where he left off in the second half against Baylor. 26 against Baylor. Second half, and he's not leaving anything in the well here tonight.
It's 43 points in his last 26 minutes on the floor here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Arizona State doing a good job of double teaming Culpepper along the baseline.
And that hot hand he had early is kind of leaking on him now as Harden gets the rebound.
Watch him probe the defense. Very dangerous in this situation.
And he found the open man. The ball roll blocked and Boateng there. Good look inside. And the ball knocked away. He's going to be staying the same way. Something in minute news on everything that's college sports. Log on to ESPNU.com. If you don't have ESPNU, be sure to log on to ESPNU.com. Type in your zip code at the top of the page or call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Log on to ESPNU.com today. A well-deserved break for Harden as he'll take a seat here with his team up by 14. Now you get an opportunity to see what it's like without him on the floor. You and I were having this conversation after what happened the other night. Well, he ended up taking the team on his back. And I asked you, is that the best in terms of the team, not just for now, but moving forward one day when he's not here? Or a situation like this where he's not on the floor?
Well, I think that when you have a James Harden, you have to ride him as long as you can. And when he's not in the ball game, now you can work on some different things. And right now, Arizona State running that tight flex offense, continuity offense, plenty of screens, trying to free their players up off a series of screens and cuts. And so this is a good opportunity for Herb Sendek to find out about some of his other ball players that have to step up when Harden's not in the ball game. Because believe me, they're going to see this at some point during the Pac-10 season.
I would imagine there'll be a game where he'll get into foul trouble. You know, this is a game you get nicked up, you got to come out of the ball game briefly. Or maybe for a longer period of time. Look at this. This is going to be an incredibly brief scene. One offensive possession without him on the floor. Clearly is vital to what Herb Sendek is trying to do offensively, and he just gives him so much flexibility. Because there really isn't a whole lot that Harden can't do out there on the floor.
No, he's led the Pac-10 in steals as a freshman, so his defensive prowess is there. We've seen him slash to the bucket. We've seen him set up his teammates. We've seen him hit threes this first half. And, you know, like you said, there's really nothing shy of selling popcorn. You know, he's done everything on the court tonight.
Couple of free throws at the 5-minute mark, and we're down to a 12-point game now. A big run by Arizona State, fueled by the three-point shot, and by that man right there, James Harden.
Oh, nice back screen by Boateng. And they're coming back to get him. Catch him in the lane right where they want him.
You free me up, I'll free you up. There's a miss and a foul call on the reach.
Boateng's got to dunk that. Big fella at 6'10" with the long arms. You get the rock in there. You can't tiptoe through the tulips. You got to take that to the hole strong. You know, when I played and we had big men and you get them the ball point blank range and they don't convert, you got some doubt in your mind the next time trying to get him the basketball.
And free throws good for Isaac Gordon, the sophomore, playing back here at home out of Los Angeles.
UTEP a little listless here in the last part of the first half. There's no energy on their bench. Guys kind of just coming in the game, going out with no energy, no emotion. They're not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, but they were fired up against Wake Forest, but they better get fired up again.
You watch a lot of three-pointers rain down on you. That'll take a lot of the air out of your tires. The miss and the putback through Boateng.
That's what I'm talking about. Big fella got some icy hot or something. Got him fired up down there. Got after that rebound and putback. That's what the coaches like to see.
And a whistle down at that end. Moultrie's going to get called for the foul, pushing off. For Arizona State, James Harden, much like he was the other night, has been the story here tonight, raining it down from the outside. He's had a huge first half, and so have his teammates. A 19-2 run after they trailed early, and they've been in control since.
So just an outstanding job by Harden, leading his ball club. Now when he touches the ball, it's a done deal.
Yeah, it's done. He's got 19 here in the first half.
Tony Barber's got to be on the sidelines, the head coach of UTEP, scratching his head, trying to come up with some scheme or somebody that would take the challenge and step up and try to slow him down. Harden could easily put up 40 tonight.
He's certainly well on his way to that point. Getting to watch truly one of the elite players in America on display tonight. They have to figure out a way to stop him. Best three-point defense in the tournament coming into this game. They'd allowed 6 and 34 tries, up at 9 for 16. And a lot of it due to James Harden, the way he has not only shot the ball, but created shots for his teammates.
Yeah, he's really done a good job, and you'll notice that Harden will start on the right side of the floor. So he can go left to a strong hand and get in the paint. Most of the time when you see him on the basketball floor, he's got the ball on the right side to go to his sprint.
Okay, so how do you defend this right now? Do you just deny him the ball all the way at 94 feet?
You try to deny him the basketball, but when Arizona State gets in the half-court set, you got to double-team him.
See that deny right there. I mean, that's almost like you don't come help defensively. You stay on him. In that case, Gordon beat him in the loose basketball. And
that was a positive possession for UTEP. They showed a lot more intensity on the defensive end. Seemed on the same page at times.
Culpepper, who was red hot to start, has really cooled off. And now, in transition. Won't fall for Glasser.
I like that shot. Even though it didn't fall, he got right in the middle, point blank, avoided the charge with the jump stop. Good fundamentals by Glasser.
Good size by Cooper. That's 7 foot 290 right there, and saying, okay, stop that.
Yeah, Cooper could really be a handful, but he just can't stay on the floor for long periods of time due to that lack of condition.
And you're going to get a foul call going back the other way. I remind you the coverage of the 2008 Women's World Cup continuing on ESPNU tomorrow with 2 quarterfinal matches, 2 o'clock Eastern, Japan taking on the defending champions, North Korea. Then 5 Eastern, Brazil goes up against Germany. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. Tournament, various locations in Chile.
Right here, Scott. We need to get the ball to Kareem Cooper. Let him go one-on-one again.
That's creating space for yourself. Couldn't get the shot to fall, though.
Big fella got to knock that down. You've got to get those buckets down. Give your team a chance to get within single digits and get them some momentum here before the first half.
There are guys that you take on defensively, and you'll be told by a coach, you stick with the man, no help side responsibility at all. I think Harden is one of those guys.
I totally agree.
And once again, it depends on how you play defense. But if you're playing man defense, you got to stay with him.
You know what? Arizona State done a magnificent job on Jackson. He's finding the going very difficult. No open looks after the first couple minutes.
Glasser. That doesn't go, but the big man, Pendergraph on the putback, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Kareem Cooper having a tough time keeping the quick and agile Pendergraph off the offensive glass. He's got that size on the offensive end where he can bang a little bit and create space, but on this end, the shorter, quicker Arizona State Sun Devils really getting to the glass effectively.
The numbers for Pendergraph, a little bit more modest than they had been the first couple of games in this tournament. But again, he gives them the inside presence that allows them then to go back outside. And of course, they've got Harden creating. So you can understand why this team is thought of so highly this year in terms of where they might end up in the Pac-10. And a lot of weapons.
Tony Barbie.
Tremendous defense.
Excuse me, Scott. Tony Barbie screaming at Claude Britton. Inside reserve for UTEP. Looks like he had a little bit of that dessert feast week you're talking about. Out to lunch a little bit mentally.
Under a minute to play now here in the half. Jackson, they close on him again.
UTEP's rotations aren't very good. When Jackson penetrates to the baseline, they need another player to rotate into his vision. And that's not happening. He's having to make a tough pass off of a double team or when he picks up his dribble. Very good at defensive adjustment by Arizona State.
They're centered in on a guy there who wanted to have an idea where he stands at things. Earlier this season, he passed Tim Hardaway as the third leading scorer, as you pointed out a little bit earlier, in UTEP history. And he's got a chance to zero in on that top spot before this year is over.
When you talk about UTEP players, you're talking about Nate Archibald, Antoine Gillespie, Greg Foster. You mentioned Tim Hardaway, even Nolan Richardson. Rich basketball tradition at UTEP.
No doubt about that. But now you're back within 9. That's that magic number. And Herb Sendek going to take a time out here with shot clocks turned off. And we'll always say during the course of the game, players will say, coaches will say, you want to get that down, you're down by double digits, get it down to single digits and get some momentum before halftime.
Get some momentum, and you also psychologically you feel a little bit better about what's going on. Randy Culpepper, hesitation, puts the chicken wing out there to create a little space right there, and just elevates the tough guard out of Memphis, Tennessee.
That is a scorer.
You know, when we talk about UTEP and the pipeline, we see I believe that's a player's mom right there. She's like she's ready to go.
Classic old Texas Western look.
Love it.
Old school.
Old school. And well, we're not calling her old school.
No, the jersey. Jersey.
Yeah. We don't want to get in trouble over here.
Talking about the jersey.
There you go.
Thanks.
Just having fun, man. Working off that dessert.
I'll turn the page and take us back to play-by-play. 10 seconds left in the half.
Got to double team the ball. Good job by UTEP.
Can they get there quick enough? Long range. Right before the buzzer. Look at Harden. And it wouldn't go. Somehow, he swept in there, picked up the basketball, and had one from point-blank range. It wouldn't fall for him. One of the only things that didn't end up falling for him in that first half. 19 points, 4 for 4 threes, and 7 for 11 on the floor for James Harden. Just the 52%, but the 9 3-pointers. Remember, UTEP had given up only 6 3-pointers in 2 games leading in. UTEP's shooting percentage held down to 36% after the hot start by Culpepper. And Stephon Jackson really has been held down. Hasn't gotten a shot from the floor in the first 20 minutes.
I believe that will change here really quickly.
He got a foul. If that's on Pendergraft, that's his third. It is indeed on Pendergraft, so that becomes a big foul in this ball game. Herb Sendek needs his big man on the floor, and it's almost the equivalent of having your third before halftime. You're only 9 seconds in here to the second half.
And watch UTEP try to go back in the post to Moultrie or Cooper to try to pick up that fourth foul, because once Pendergraft goes out of the game, the front line of ASU is very thin. You're looking at Eric Boateng with not a lot of confidence, going to be asked to play heavy minutes here in the second half.
You have the ability to protect him while playing the matchup zone, or because it's matchup you don't?
No, I think you do. And he's a senior. He's been in this position before. That's why Sendek didn't even hesitate to leave him in the game.
Culpepper catch and shoot, left it short. And Derek Glasser, the junior, now the floor general of his team and bringing the ball up.
Well, look at ASU being methodical. Watch the UCLA cut.
And Jackson's going to get called for a hold. Basically hanging on for dear life down low to keep Harden from getting the basketball. Jackson will pick up his second.
Stephon Jackson trying to jam James Harden's cuts. A little bit too physical right there on the exchange.
Culpepper's a guy who's got a lot of energy, like you said. He'll smile. He wears his heart on his sleeve a little bit on the floor, and you can tell he's frustrated right now because shots aren't falling. It's not coming nearly as easily as it did early in the game. His left hand on the last play. Harden, good position on the inside, right over Jackson.
Herb Sendek got so many bags. He's just got so many tricks in his bag. That time, really nice, simple inbounds play. No backside help. Throw it right over Jackson's head and let Harden do the rest.
And Pendergraft sends one toward row X with authority.
Here's what seniors do. He was on his man, comes to help defensively. No body contact, all ball. Good block, and yet avoids the foul.
Speaking of fouls, you're going to have one going back the other way. It's going to be on Arnett Moultrie.
Arnett Moultrie.
That's his first.
That's his first, second team foul on the Miners.
Moultrie has been very quiet. Despite hitting both his field goal attempts, hasn't really been involved in the offense. But look at UTEP right now where they have the advantage. If Culpepper's not scoring, Jackson's struggling, they've got to look to go inside.
It's a good-looking pass all the way across the floor. And now Harden on the drive, buys the contact from Cooper. It's going to result in a foul. That's going to be the third now on Kareem Cooper.
James Harden is so good at attacking angles. Look at the angle in which he jumps away from Cooper to avoid the charge. Just so difficult to defend.
You see 47 points over 2 halves of basketball for Harden. Nothing new there. He's played 39 career games coming into tonight, and he's been the Sun Devils scoring leader in 29 of those games. First game of this tournament, he was kind of bottled up a little bit by some foul trouble. Charlotte ended up getting a lot of his work done at the free throw line. That has not been the case these last couple of games.
Nice ball movement this time against the zone. Except right there, when Culpepper catches the ball, it kind of sticks a little bit.
Big take to the hole, won't fall for Jackson. ArizonaState right now has a chance to blow this game wide open. 3, Abbott to miss. Now back the other way. That's going to count. Yep. You got contact and you got goaltending. So the foul call, the basket is good, and it'll be one free throw coming now.
Count the basket.
Stephon Jackson.
Well, Stephon Jackson, the play before, his coach Tony Barbie thought he was fouled. That time right there, Glasser looks like he has pretty good position. Has his hands straight up. Tough break for Arizona State, but just what the doctor ordered for UTEP.
And Jackson now with 9 points.
Gabriel McCulley back in the game for UTEP.
Gabriel McCulley will come back into the game, and he'll sit Moultrie down. Still certainly within shouting distance.
Oh, definitely. And what you're seeing right now, UTEP having to sub and match up a little bit better with Arizona State.
What they did there was they got a lot of pressure, kind of surprised the Sun Devils with that pressure. They created a 10-second violation, 5th turnover for Arizona State.
And they're matching up better with Arizona State now. They take Moultrie out of the game. They bring in McCulley, who's really a 3-man, but he's playing the 4 to match up against Arizona State, where Kucic is the 4 as well. So a little gamemanship going on between Tony Barbie and Herb Sendek.
Cooper underneath, and the left-hander with a soft touch gets it back down to an 8-point game. There's that pressure again. Good job finding the middle of the floor, and Harden for 3. After this, here come the Liners.
They're speeding Arizona State up a little bit. This is the pace that UTEP would like to play at.
Culpepper had it in and out, and now Harden the other way. Was rolling with the basketball, and they're going to call a reach-in foul, I believe, on Julian Stone.
UTEP fouls on number 5, Julian Stone. That's his third 14 fouls.
James Harden is so difficult to stop in that situation. His strides are so long, and again, he's a lefty, so it's a little bit unusual defensively. He's going to his strong side where you're used to seeing guys go to the other way. So it's a nightmare of a matchup for anyone trying to guard him one-on-one.
And he got that one to fall. What a night. He's got 25.
He just put Stephon Jackson on his pocket. It gave him a ride to the hole.
Throwing through. Jackson can't answer back. And the race to the ball is won by Abbott. Oh, look at that. There is nothing he can't do on that floor tonight.
Okay. Oh, we just see a little bit of everything from James Harden.
Culpepper's got 19, but right now it's like spitting into the ocean compared with what number 13 is doing on the other side.
Oh, man, the timing on that tip dunk from James Harden.
And Arizona State taking a quick timeout. Here's a look. Looks like Abbott's got himself an opportunity, and then look at that, swooping in. Get a better look at it this way. A pretty special player.
I'm so old school, man. We had the Walkmans with the cassettes that felt like VCRs. So, you know, we couldn't have them too much before the game because you'd wear your arms out. That's old school right there. I doubt these players even know what a cassette tape is.
A nice save over on the side by Abbott. Shot clock winding down. Guess who? Not once, but twice, and he'll go to the free throw line.
You know, when we saw Baylor, not only their scheme was good on James Harden, but they had the athletes to contain him on a double team. And so Kevin Rogers, who you're seeing there with the headphones on, a big man at 6'9" would come and hedge and double team Harden on the pick and rolls. UTEP started that in the beginning of the game, but they seem to be a little lax. You got to make this, you got to make someone else beat you besides Harden. 28 points and no one else has more than 6.
That's amazing. Continuing with a trend that we saw the other night, and now you wonder as the year goes by in the Pac-10, it's just a trend we're going to see a lot of. He's basically going to try to take this team as far as he's going to be able to take them.
Well, I think so, and you know, we've seen Pendergraft. He can step up. Ty Abbott can shoot the three. McMillan can provide some offense off the bench. So they've got capable scorers, but you got your All-American going. Feed him the rock.
All through the tempo and down the other way. Pendergraft makes his pay for the pressure in the backcourt.
That's just Kareem Cooper, his inability to run the floor with Jeff Pendergraft.
And traveling on Moultrie. And bring us to a timeout on the floor. UTEP had some success with pressing in the backcourt. Problem is, sometimes that leaves you open to a long one. And an easy two for Pendergraft to stretch the Arizona State lead. Clark.
Look, youngsters just negotiating with their parents. Y'all sitting through a game. We're going next door tomorrow.
I want to meet the kid who says, yeah, we'll go to the theme park, but why don't you take me back to the basketball game?
Yeah, Herb Sendek and Tony Barber would like to meet him too.
And Harden is going to get called for warding off with that right arm. He's going to get called for the offensive foul. It'll be his second.
It's a good job by Stephon Jackson recognizing that Harden does use that off arm. Gets it a little high sometimes. And we are near Hollywood, so there may be a little action there as well.
Good ball movement as they get it back to the scorer. Jackson got hit on his way through the lane. And the foul call again will be on Harden. ESPN News coverage of college basketball continuing. It's the Kent State Golden Flashes and the Kansas Jayhawks. College basketball on ESPNU and ESPNU HD Monday at 9 Eastern. And for more information, as always, you can log on to ESPNU.com.
Kansas working with basically a new team, but a tough big man in Cole Aldridge. Really had a coming out party against Tyler Hansbrough in his national semifinals against North Carolina. He's really playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Harden stays on the floor with the 3 fouls and 29 points on the night.
I like UTEP's pressure because it appears Arizona State, once they get the ball in the middle, is content to pull it back out and try to run some offense. They're not making UTEP pay for that pressure.
Harden, a good look to the open man in the corner and drained by Jaron Shipp.
Well, it'd be nice to get film breakdown of your Pac-10 teams. How many times and how many ways Arizona State gets Harden in the lane. He pitches a tent in the lane. Not that he's illegal, he's in there too long, but he just gets in there all the time.
Take a look. He draws the defense in here. Realizes he's got 5 blue jerseys. Somebody's open.
Curling on the baseline. He starts on the wing. They run a set play. Misdirection. And almost every single time, if he hasn't nailed a 3, he's done damage in that paint.
Now, while we're focusing on that, you got to be aware of the fact that Pendergraft just got his 4th foul. So he is off the floor right now. Boateng in to replace him, and off the miss come the Sun Devils. McMillan the miss. Up and under, won't go. Tickled the rim and fell away. And on the rebound, a foul call going to be against Arizona State.
Boy, UTEP was fortunate that time.
With Pendergraft sitting right now, as we mentioned a moment ago, it takes away a little bit of the inside presence for this team.
It does, but UTEP is not taking advantage of it. Kareem Cooper, he looks like he's sucking wind again. And Randy Culpepper only knows one way. He just knows how to get the ball and try to score. So they're not taking advantage of Moultrie. They're not taking advantage of Cooper. So Arizona State, to this point, hasn't been affected by foul trouble by Pendergraft.
Here's Harden. Got himself a screen to pop open. Good job by Jackson. That's great defense. A near steal.
Mellon got away with the double dribble there as well.
And that is going to be a foul. It's a block.
UTEP fouls on double zero.
Kareem Cooper picks up the personal. So that will be his fourth.
Well, the ball movement of Arizona State continues to be impressive. Shift bodies, little penetration kick, and then Chip finds himself with an opportunity along the baseline.
Trying right now for Tony Barbee to figure out which way to attack, what the best combination is on the floor with the big man sitting. We got Harden taking his seat for a quick break. And Chip hitting on the second. 14-point lead for ASU.
That's good start with the ball movement. Move Moultrie and Britton inside.
Culpepper got his own rebound and fouled on the way back up. So that one is going to be on Jaron Chip.
Arizona State foul is on 44. Jaron Chip is third.
That's his third.
That's a score right there. Putting it up, didn't get it to fall. Smallest man on the court going back to get the offensive rebound. There's a lot of determination on the part of Culpepper.
He was Conference USA's 6th man of the year last year, part of the all-freshman team.
James Harden returns for
Well, that was a quick break.
It always is for James Harden. That's his foul trouble involved. He's going to be on the floor heavy minutes.
Well, take a seat. Get some rest. You ready?
Yeah, he's got to be on the floor, especially with Pendergraph on the bench. They need that option out there to draw the defense like he's done all game long.
Here's Pendergraph sitting with his 4 fouls. Arizona State has been in control of this game since a big 19-2 run. Early in the first half, it was Harden that keyed it. He got 29 points on the night.
Pretty good patience by Jaron Chip. Not taking that 3. Had the opportunity. Disciplined ball club in Arizona State. They won't beat themselves typically. Will not take bad shots.
Shot clock is under 10. Von Jackson looking to see if he's got any help or if he's got a screen coming. There it was. And finding the open man, he did get the shot away. Didn't fall. Jackson playing a little one-on-one. And that won't go. All knocked out of bounds and last touch Boateng. So it'll stay with UTEP.
Jackson having one of those nights where things just aren't going right. He has a fast break opportunity. Never got the handle on the basketball going to the hole. And it's just a tough break, but good hustle by Derek Glasser to get back and challenge the shot.
All the way up to the top to Culpepper as we cross 12 minutes left to go. He's got great speed and an explosive move off the floor, but way too much of the shot.
And his teammate Moultrie wide open on the corner and didn't kick to him.
And Glasser hits on the runner the other way.
There's Glasser with the teardrop. I like that move by point guard. You don't see that enough in the game right now.
Jackson is going to get called for the charge. He is having a frustrating night after dropping 31 on Wake Forest to get here. The other side, Derek Glasser with the teardrop. And that keeps ASU in control of this ballgame. Everybody can feel free to stand up and cheer for what James Harden is doing here tonight. 76 Classic third-place game, part of Feast Week here on ESPNU. And Arizona State right now enjoying what equals their largest lead of the game. 29 points on the night for James Harden.
Last time we saw Eric Boateng step in and get in front of Jackson and draw a charge. So Arizona State gets good minutes from the big man that had been previously struggling.
Herb Sendek, 15 seasons as a coach. His teams have been in postseason play 13 of those 15 seasons. That's a kickball. Interesting thing about this half is that there have been opportunities for UTEP potentially to get back in this ball game, but they're just 4 for 14 shooting in the half and 0 for 4 from 3-point. They're just 1 out of their last 9.
And they typically do a good job of attacking the basket, but again, this matchup zone, you haven't seen it before. It's a little difficult to adjust to on the fly.
He's going to be on Ty Abbott, his second. Sun Devils are over the limit, so 1-and-1 opportunity coming here. That also stops the clock with 11:03 left to go.
And you know what else that does, Scott? That's another way that UTEP can try to score the basketball. If they can put it on the deck and try to penetrate and draw contact for the next 11 minutes, the rest of the ball game, they can creep back into this. And, you know, when you see fouls like that and the ball out of bounds the last time, you can understand why some coaches are follically challenged. Drive you crazy.
Yep.
they try. If you're not pulling it out, it'll fall out on its own sometimes.
I'll tell you what. It takes a special breed to be able to coach and stay in it.
I agree. Watch Harden on the curl here. Right there. Good job of walling off the paint.
Once again, that's a good offensive play by Abbott. Well defended throughout the possession by UTEP.
Tony Barber, you've got to live with that. They did a good job defensively. That's just a better shot by Ty Abbott.
Culpepper, when he was readying himself for that big move to the hoop, apparently stepped on the sideline. So this is a 15-point game. And UTEP is just desperate right now to try to find a way to get a run going to get back in it.
We haven't called Julian Stone's name that often tonight, but boy, he's been harassing menace on the perimeter for UTEP, really making it difficult for Ty Abbott and Glasser to bring the rock up.
That guy doesn't seem to have a problem bringing the rock up.
No, he doesn't seem to have a problem doing much at all this evening. Watch him curl in the lane again. There he goes.
Missing on one. Second one got knocked away. He looked to the official for a foul call that he didn't get. Moultrie, nice cut down the lane. Got the pretty feed. Everything but the basket.
It's a good look that time. They had a little patience for the big fella.
Oh, my goodness.
Like watching a top-notch golfer. Just a pretty swing. This guy here, man, he looks like he's going in slow motion. Then he explodes at the last moment at the hole. And that weight room workout. Watch him take the hit. He's still strong enough to get it on the glass. That's pretty right there.
That's some kind of player.
James Harden at the free throw line, shooting 1.
17.8 points per game last year. That was second best in Arizona State freshman history. I'll tell you what, 17.8 is going to wayside this season if he continues to play like this. He's got 32 here tonight after putting up 32 here on Friday night. We still have 9:37 left to go.
And the most frustrating thing, I'm sure, for Coach Barbie and his staff, he's got 32, and the next highest score for Arizona State has 8. So he's single-handedly winning this game for Arizona State. It's very difficult to see one player dominate you like that on the offensive end.
Great job defensively. Ty Abbott showing good ups. Flicking that ball away, and now the drive. Good job of reacting to that defensively by UTEP.
Arizona State does a good job of knowing time and situation. Abbott could have taken that three in the corner, but he recognizes they won this right here.
A lot of things going right for the Sun Devils tonight. 20-point lead.
The ball sticking in the hands again. Got to get some ball movement here. Trust your big man. Try to find Moultrie in the paint because the three hasn't been falling here for UTEP in the second half.
NBA three from Culpepper. Since that early run, he is not been hot. Gets called for the reach-in. He fouls Glasser.
Watch this. You can't see it, but there's a subtle setup. Two-guard front. Ty Abbott throws to his left. Eric Boateng, slight brush pick for Ty Abbott to go to the hole. And a set play. When you don't see Harden in the game, Arizona State does certain subtleties to get other players off. Good execution by Arizona State.
A nice pass by Cooksix. Put it right where it needed to be. Eric Glasser, one more try. Numbers are going to be modest for him. You're not going to see a tremendous amount. 4.5 points, 4.5 assists, but he's the guy. He's kind of the glue that holds the offense together.
When you have fantastic players, you need a guy that can play a role in terms of being a distributor, tough defender, scrappy player. Derek Glasser is all that.
And that time UTEP had a good idea in terms of moving the ball around, but they could not bring it to fruition. They'll have the ball when we come back. And I would imagine that he is going to be coming back out when we come back as well.
A hard-fought trophy. Have to win 3 games in 4 days and against some stiff competition. Wake Forest coming in, ranked in the top 25. This Arizona State team ranked 14th. But Baylor trying to come in and unranked and pull off the trifecta.
I'd be really surprised if they weren't in the top 25 tomorrow, win or lose.
I agree with you, Scott.
Glasser's in some trouble. And bailed out by Ty Abbott. And then he returns the favor.
Good job by Stone, applying constant pressure. Trying to slow down this Arizona State attack and have them initiate their offense a little further than they would prefer.
There goes Harden, blocked from behind by McCulley. And over the end line. Now, one official saying shot clock violation. Another is saying put a second back on.
I think they should put a second back on. Somebody was napping at the switch over there, I believe. Or might have had some of that sweet potato pie.
Big on the dessert thing, aren't you?
Yeah, man. You kicked it off early, though. You know, you surprised me so much, and I liked it. I just have to follow you up. And that's what a good point guard does.
That's right. You've been weaving this through the entire of the broadcast. Look at that. He got it off before the shot clock. Pretty smart play by Glasser.
Well, that's good ball movement right there.
And Julian Stone hits the deck. Obviously the blocking foul. Stats tell the story, though, in this one. Arizona State out shooting UTEP, certainly from three-point range. Points in the paint, dominant.
You know, and it's interesting. You see those points in the paint, and you're thinking maybe Cooksix, maybe Pendergraft, but a lot of those. James Harden, the slashing and attacking to the bucket with the left hand. So difficult to defend.
Julian Stone. Coming into the day, second most assists here in the tournament. 40 minutes versus Wake. Along with Stephon Jackson. Both played the entire of the ball game without taking a break, and it's been that kind of an Iron Man for them.
He also led all freshmen nationally last season in assist to turnover ratio. So like Derek Glasser, Julian Stone, one of those glue guys that you need, and he's even bigger at 6'6", 195.
Quick hand, Stone right there, but they can't come up with a steal. The ball movement. And another practice jump shot. Long range for Harden, who's got 35, career high.
UTEP start pressing now. Oh, man.
Glasser hitting on that shot, and they are just pouring it on, up 26. And a turnover. 6:22 to go. The lid seems to be off this one here in Anaheim.
Well, you can't fault the hustle. This was a scramble play, and Harden was on the weak side and just got the pass there. Bodies on the floor, UTEP scrambling, trying to come up with a steal. And when it's raining, it's pouring.
It's raining. Those who haven't had as much of a chance to see his development, even from last year to this year, this is pretty eye-opening what has gotten done over the course of these last couple of games here in Anaheim. And you start to project what that's going to mean for the Pac-10 season, not only just for him, but for his team. Where do they fit into the entire of the Pac-10?
Well, you know, preseason pick second, and UCLA appears to be the top team, but USC will have something to say about it. But this Arizona State team, again, they're not old. Pendergraft, really the lone senior, but all of these guys have had so much experience playing time from last year that they come out and they're a veteran ball club.
Coverage of Women's World Cup soccer continuing on ESPNU tomorrow. A couple of quarterfinal matches, 2 Eastern, Japan against the defending champions from North Korea. Then at 5 Eastern, Brazil and Germany. For more information, log on to ESPN.
With the foul on the offensive end, it's
26-point lead, 5.5 minutes left to go.
I wouldn't be surprised that if James Harden get to the 40-point mark, you might see him sit down after that.
If that's the case, sit still. It'll only take a minute or so.
It looked like that was supposed to be the goaltend.
It's real close.
Look at the patience, though, Scott. Just in no hurry, knowing that the clock is their friend. Now you get in a situation where he gets in the paint once again.
He got knocked around, and he hits the ground hard, and he's not quick to get up. He is still down. They're playing 5-on-4 the other way. Harden reaching for that left knee, which is wrapped already.
I think he probably knocked knees with an opponent, and when you do that, you feel like you're not going to live past tomorrow for about the first 3 minutes. And then the pain subsides, you get up on it, loosen up. He'll be a little sore, but he's okay.
Well, 4:45 to go, sitting on top of a 24-point lead. Got to think it's possible his night is over right now.
Again, he banged his knee a little bit. I think he'll be fine. But what a performance by James Harden.
Second half on Friday night as he tried to will his team back to win that game. First half tonight as he threw an early knockout punch at UTEP.
A little contact right there. It is Sunday, so might be a little football reference going on out here the last couple of minutes.
One of the things that these teams do get by playing in this 76 Classic is they get an opportunity to be playing against some really stiff competition. You get 3 games in 4 days. As a coach, I know it's tough on your team in terms of being able to have the stamina to do that, the 3 games in 4 days, but it's got to be nothing but good.
It's got it. Remember now, these guys are 18 to 22-year-olds.
So don't have to be worried about their stamina?
No, they can hit a wall and bounce back up in 5 minutes where you and I would be in the hospital.
You like that guy?
Yeah, like that guy right there.
35 points on the night, 76 Classic single game record.
We ain't had Gatorade, we just had water. These guys got all kind of stuff to replenish the fluids. So, believe me, 3 games in 4 days, that's not a problem for these guys. Oh, he got a little carry and a hook.
You guys didn't have electricity or fire either, did you?
No. Oh, Scott, that was good.
Glasser finding the open man. Why not? Practice jumper. Yeah, 38 points. My goodness. And if you're wondering whether he's got the range to hit NBA threes, these are all NBA threes.
That's right. And the thing of it is, if you look at the game right now, you look at the scores, gotten away from UTEP, but Arizona State's not trying to run the score.
Not at all.
They're taking their time. They're finding open shots as the shot clock winds down. This is just a clinic in offensive execution here in the second half. And here's your 40 points.
There it is.
Now it's time to come out of the game.
I'll tell you what, those guys have a front row seat to something pretty special. And a quick timeout as he is going to end up coming out of the game. Fans realize they saw yet another sterling performance by James Harden.
He often finds himself out in front of the break, getting off the wing. And what a way to end his night when he really got it started in the second half of the semifinal game. Was a little bit short. He made sure he wasn't going to come up short tonight. Packed that arm in some ice. He got some shots up.
We're up to the minute news on everything that's college sports. Log on to ESPNU.com. If you don't have ESPNU, make sure to log on to ESPNU.com. Type in your zip code at the top of the page or call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Log on to ESPNU.com today.
Right now, Tony Barber trying to go to the bench a little bit. So they can work on a few things here. Still early in the game. They won't come back in this particular ball game, but they can still get some work done. And coaches always want to see effort anytime you're on the floor.
That's a big part of it. Foul call on Jackson. He's had a frustrating night. With 2:32 to go. One more time out on the floor. Herb Sendek's team dominating tonight here in Anaheim.
14 for 25 from the field, Scott.
He's got 87 points. That's a 76 Classic record. Just the 15 against Charlotte, as we said, some early foul trouble. 11 of those points came from the free throw line. And then just 6 points in the first half against Baylor. So we're talking about 66 of those points that have come since halftime of the semifinal game against Baylor. And once again, we talked about it at the top. We'll revisit that right now. The question is, did he, in quotes, wait too long to try to take over that game against Baylor? Is that something that's a lesson learned moving forward? And that means no disrespect to any of the other guys that he's playing with on the sideline.
No, there's no disrespect in terms of that. And, hindsight's always 20/20. And, it's fortunate that it's early in the season. They might drop in the rankings a little bit, but they learned a lot more as a result from the loss. And they may take the thought process of going into the rest of the season that, James, you're shooting at such a high percentage, you draw so much attention that if you're not selfish and you don't look for your shot more, it's hurting the ball club.
Once again, you love seeing a guy be unselfish. You love seeing a guy get his teammates involved, but it's pretty special talent. I don't think those guys that are sitting there mind all that much when he takes the team, puts it on his shoulders.
Well, they're not surprised to see that 40 points either, because when you work against a guy in practice like James Harden, you've already seen him do some amazing things. So they're not surprised by that. And real tight-knit group are the Arizona State Sun Devils. So a little bit of a relief and going away with 2 out of 3 wins here for Herb Sendek and his ball club.
Probably precautionary that he's got the ice that's strapped to that knee that he took the shot on.
I'm surprised they didn't have ice on that elbow and shoulder also.
Just over 2 minutes left to go. Harden with 40. It's all on the top. No other player with more than 12. That's all that's been necessary tonight. Is Arizona State took this lead that was there at halftime, and it just ballooned. They've run away with this one here in the second half. Line drive, jumper from McMillan.
Well, they go to a 2-1-2 offensive set. Let the big man at the free throw line, the guards, rush off of him and read the defense. Just really nice execution all game long by the Sun Devils. There it is once again. You see 2-guard front. Big man in the paint trying to rub screen. Glasser reading the pick. Boom.
Right now, as this one winds down, it's the championship game that is coming up, and stretching out the hallway, waiting for their opportunity to get inside are the Baylor Bears and the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. ESPN2. It's coming up next, the 76 Classic Championship. We wrap up Feast Week here in Anaheim.
Well, that's going to be a fantastic game. 2 high-powered ball clubs. Baylor scores close to 90 points a game.
Wake Forest, if you have not seen them yet, as you see the tip in there by Moultrie, you haven't seen Wake yet. And one of the coaches here that described it best said, I thought the Lakers were coming out on the floor. I mean, just incredible size.
Their front line is huge. Al-Farakminu at 6'9", one of the best freshmen in the country. So that's quite a matchup against the Baylor Bears coming up next.
The 2 7-footers who aren't really even playing yet because they're young and inexperienced, but a lot of talent on that team this year. Moultrie the miss. Rebound coming down. They don't have to shoot again. I would imagine up by 30, they probably won't shoot again. From the Arizona State crowd, a lot of cheers because they got a chance to see their team do what it does best tonight.
Well, if you're Tony Barbie, you look at the situation. You basically played against 2 ranked ball clubs and came up a little short against Wake Forest, but it was the James Harden show tonight.
Herb Sendek's team gets the victory. Once again, our final score, 88-58.